Today we're going to do a little bit of perspective. This is a trick that you use when you want to make a tile floor or a brick wall or a ceiling with tiles on it. A lady in a class asked me recently how she could do her tile floor in an archway of a painting that she was working on for that was a mission, and that's what made me think, oh wow, that would be a good short video. So here it is. I hope you enjoy it.
I'm going to show you how to make a tiled floor in perspective. So go ahead and grab a pencil and a ruler and join me. You can stop and start the video if you need to. It's real easy. Okay, we're going to make a horizontal line, which is where the land and sky divide. Okay. Next thing we're going to do is make a vanishing point. A vanishing point is a dot that you put on that will then tell you that that's where all of your lines will converge to. So the dot, the vanishing point, should be somewhere on your horizon line. It doesn't have to be in the middle. It could be off to one side or the other, but it should be where your landed sky divide, where all of those lines that we're going to make for your floor will converge to. Okay. So now, the next thing you need to do is decide how big you want your tiles on the edge of the page that's closest to you. So I'm going to make mine, I think I'll go every 2 inches. So we have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, and then the edge of the paper is 14. I could have used the mat if I had it lined up on there, but I didn't. Okay, so now where my marks are on the edge of my paper is where I'm going to start my edge of my ruler, and then I'm going to put the other edge of the ruler onto our vanishing point that I made kind of large just so you could see it. Okay, and then draw your converging line to your vanishing point. Come on! Hurry! Okay, so you have your lines that are converging to your vanishing point. And now for your measuring how far apart each one of your rows of tiles goes, because they're going to get smaller and smaller the further and further away that they get. You'll need to do a diagonal line from where your floor starts to where your floor is going to end. So we're going to go from the front corner of your paper to the back corner where our floor is going to have the last row. Normally you would do this in pencil and it'd be really light so you could erase it later, because we don't want to see that diagonal line later. But for our instructional purposes I made it in pen so that you'd be able to see what happens. Okay, now I'm going to use a red pen, and I'm going to mark wherever that diagonal line runs through our converging lines. So here, 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 and here. All of those spots are the places where we're going to make our rows of tile. So I'm going to use a longer T-square. Again, it's really important to keep your horizontal lines horizontal. That means they should be, your ruler edge should run the same flat horizontal direction as the edge of your paper. So if I'm not using T-square, I'll just check and look at what direction my ruler is laying compared to the edge of my paper. So that helps you to see if you're staying straight. Otherwise it starts looking like a funhouse floor. Okay, so now I'm making horizontal lines every place that that diagonal line ran through those converging lines. And there's your tile floor. Your front tiles and your back tiles. What's cool about this trick is that you can also use it instead of it being a floor. If you were looking at it this way, you would see that it could be a wall. If you erase this and just use that, it could be a wall, it could be a ceiling. Okay. You could do that on all your walls if you wanted to. Okay, so that's a quick, easy way to tell where you want your lines to be for tiles, for floor. They get smaller and smaller.